Search fields. Most users, when viewing scrollable or large amounts of content, enjoy the experience of being able to search for the content that they want to find. It provides them quicker access and saves them time in the end. Add a searchable field to your front-end UIs in just a few seconds using React. Now, there are many ways to implement search within an app, but the way we're going to implement this is by search by filter. So as you type, the content is automatically going to be filtered. This is best described when you're trying to search for something to watch on Netflix. Today we'll be building a functional search bar for the Teams page we've been working on. We'll be using React hooks combined with JavaScript functions to pull this off. First, we need to create our searchable text field, but we're also going to be connecting it up to state. So import the state hook from React and then set up the state accordingly. For more information on why we set up the state like this, check out this video for a detailed explanation. We're going to need to create an input field of type text and give it a class as well. It's also a good idea to put a placeholder property on this field so that the user knows what this text field is supposed to do. We're going to be connecting this input field up to the state variable that we set up earlier, so that we have access to the value inside this text field. We do this by setting the value of this text field to the search term state variable. This is all well and good, but we also need a way to update the search term state as we type. This ensures that each character being pressed is being added to the search term. React provides an onChange property where we can access the event object and retrieve the value of the target that triggered that event. We then update the state to that value, and now we have a working text field where we have access to the user's input in real time. Taking a closer look, we can think of search as showing the user a filtered list of what they want to see. By doing this, the search results can automatically be updated without submitting a form. The .filter method is a function that can be called in an array. Like the map method, this filter method takes in a function as its argument and also has a return value. The difference here is that the return value is going to be an array of elements that contain everything that passes the test that is implemented by the function. Applying this logic to our search feature, we can call the filter method on our data holder variable and then pass in our function. We can then combine the first and last name into a single string and then store it as a variable called full name. This is going to allow us to search by both the first and last name. When the search bar is empty, we want to display every object in the data holder variable, so we can just return every member without filtering. Now it seems counterintuitive, but to computers, uppercase A is not the same as lowercase a. To that same extent, John capitalized is not the same as John not capitalized. So that we don't run into this issue, we're going to convert the first name and the search term into lowercase, and then check if the search term includes the full name. If it does, then that associated member object is going to be added to the array at each iteration. At the end of the filter method, we're going to get an array that we can map through to render out our component. For the CSS, we're going to target the search bar class and remove the default border. We're then going to give it a bit of spacing from the top with the margin property, and then add a bit of padding as well. The border radius is there so that we can give the text field a pill shape. We also want to make this search bar kind of responsive, so for the width, we're going to be using the clamp property. Clamp is a property that is very well supported across multiple browsers, and it takes 3 values. The first value refers to the minimum size, while the second one refers to its ideal size. Finally, the third value refers to its maximum size. Essentially, we're combining min width, width, and max width into one line by using clamp. We then have to set some fonts and change the color of the text along with the background color as well. Now that this is complete, we have a way to search for a user by looking up either their first or last name using a JavaScript function that we created. If you like short videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.